Thank you for joining me today on Christine's Awesome Things. And today I will be making a homemade chicken noodle soup. Um, so first thing with the chicken noodle soup is you want to have a big stock pot. Now I filled my stock pot up with 8 cups of water. And I'm not going to be using chicken broth that was brought at a store. What I did was I added chicken bouillon cubes. With chicken bouillon cubes, you want to add 1 cube per cup of water. So I added 8 cubes of bouillon to make chicken broth. All right, so I'm going to let that bouillon cubes dissolve in the water. And while it's doing that, I'm going to add these 2 cloves of garlic that I chopped up to that water. Turn it off. All right, so while that's boiling, and you want to make sure that you stir it around so it'll dissolve and everything. While that's boiling, let me tell you what I have here. I have 3 cups of chicken breast that's been chopped up, 2 cups of celery, and 2 cups, well, this is actually one big, huge onion because I love onions, and 2 cups of carrots. These carrots aren't cut up like they normally are. I happen to have these that were bought at a store, and they just thought that they were really cute. And they're julienne carrots. They've been julienne. So, and they're frozen. You can find them frozen. So I figured that I would use those as well. Frozen carrots is the same as frozen peas. How you use them is you wait until your water is boiled, your food is almost done, and it's the last thing that goes in there. Okay, so the frozen carrots would be the last thing that's going to go in there. Another thing that I'm doing a little bit different is instead of using egg noodles, I'm going to use these whole wheat rotinis. Simply because people keep giving me stuff that I don't normally use. So I figured I would find a way to use them. So this time I'm going to replace my egg noodles with these rotini. So while my noodles is over here cooking, I did add my noodles to the water once it started boiling, and I only added a half of that box of rotini noodles because once they cook, they'll kind of puff up a little bit. Now while that's cooking, I took 2 tablespoons of olive oil and let it get hot, and I'm going to put my vegetables in here, my onions and my celery. I'm going to cook those down a little bit. Now that my noodles are halfway cooked through, this is where I'm going to add my chicken breast. Notice that I did not pour the water off or rinse the noodles or anything because this is hot soup. You don't want to do that. And it's chicken noodle soup, so you want to kind of leave that as it is. And remember, I'm not using regular water. This is chicken broth that's in here. So that chicken broth has soaked into those noodles, and now I'm adding the chopped chicken breast. And over here, I'm just going to go ahead and let my celery and onions cook a little longer, just until they're translucent. Because remember, they're going to boil a little longer in my chicken broth and my chicken noodle soup. Alright, so as you can see that? This is actually, the onions is actually getting like translucent where you can actually see through them, and that's what you want. Now I'm going to add this to my soup. Now this is a big pot of chicken soup. You can cut this down. Instead of using 2 cups of celery and carrots, you can use 1 cup. Instead of 3 cups of chicken breast, you can use 1.5 cups. Just cut everything in half. All right. Next, I'm going to add this right here. This is called Vegeta. It's good stuff. I'm going to add 2 big tablespoons of this. I also added 2 whole bay leaves in here while it was boiling. And you don't want your bay leaf to stay in there, okay? While I'm stirring it and I can actually see them right on top, I'm going to pull them out. And with that Vegeta, I'm going to add some salt and pepper. How you salt it and how much salt you want, that'll be up to you. So I'm going to let this cook for a good 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to add my carrots. So after I've added my carrots and my carrots have cooked through to the consistency I want it to, because you don't want your vegetables to be mushy. You want them to be firm. It's actually ready. Everything is all ready. I do like to, at the last minute, add seasonings to my pot. Like I'll add a little bit of thyme to let it sit in, or parsley. So when you're done, here's your soup. Homemade chicken noodle soup. Delicious. And as you see, all the chunkiness and everything is right there for you. And it is delicious, I guarantee you. You've been watching Christine of Christine's Awesome Things, and this is my homemade chicken noodle soup.